Mario's frequently flatulent alter ego makes his Wii U debut in yet another quirky collection of minigames, this time bringing the system's touchscreen gamepad to center stage. While prior Wario-branded collections typically packed a multitude of bite-sized games, Game & Wario requires a slightly longer attention span, offering up just over a dozen games that strive for a bit more depth and complexity. The end result is a few shining moments of brilliance in a collection that otherwise barely feels par for the course. Drawn by the allure of potential profits, Wario decides to try his hand at making the best video game ever. That's as far as the silly, self-referential plot goes, setting up a loose context for a grab bag of minigames that have you run the gamut of tilt, tap, and wipe controls to accomplish the goals. A lot of it feels like business as usual for the mustachioed mad mogul, but the highlights of Game & Wario are the few games that make imaginative use of the new hardware. One memorable challenge puts you in the shoes of a journalist voyeuristically snapping photos of specific targets in a bustling city street or a crowded theatrical show. The busy environments display on your television while the gamepad shows the view through your camera, and you'll have to physically pan the gamepad around to take your snapshots. It works surprisingly well, and glancing between both screens feels surprisingly natural. The best game of the entire collection throws players into the relatable scenario of sneaking in some late-night gaming goodness while hiding from the disapproving gaze of a parental enforcer. Your bedroom's layout is shown on the television while the gamepad literally has you playing a downsized version of WarioWare, adding a thick layer of tension to the already frantic nature of the game. It does an exemplary job balancing your attention between screens, a feat that is unfortunately rarely replicated in the rest of the games. In fact, some challenges really underutilize the hardware and truly feel out of place, including a puzzle game that's reminiscent of something you'd play for free in a browser or mobile app. Other games simply mirror the game to both screens, abandoning the advantage of having the dual screens together and adding little value to the collection as a whole. The multiplayer modes aren't much to scream about either, since they're limited to a separate and much smaller set of games, such as a Guess the Drawing game similar to Pictionary. Rather than letting everyone play at once, most group activities require players to pass around the gamepad and take turns. It's a shame and a little baffling since Nintendo Land demonstrated the Wii U's potential for minigame multiplayer fun by allowing up to 5 simultaneous players the day the system was available. Game & Wario could come as a disappointment if you're accustomed to excellent past collections that bear the Wario moniker. While there may be a few glimpses of really clever ideas, they're overshadowed by the amount of uninspired games that don't lend themselves well to the hardware. Sorry, Wario. Guess you'll have to look for future funding through another crowdfarter.